joined by a very special guest in the studio. As I told y'all earlier today, Mr. Chris Rivers is here, the son of the late, great Big Pun. What's up, Chris?
Oh, man.
And an MC
awesome.
in his own right.
Yes.
How are you, sir?
Really, really awesome.
What is your memories of your dad?
Man, I will say they're not too strenuous because, he passed when I was 6.
Okay.
So I was younger, but a lot of it was just, like, either crazy or hilarious. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's either one or the other. Like, it's never, like, a normal memory. It's always, like, either, like, outlandish pranks from, like, the wet dreams where he would pour buckets of ice water on people when they fall asleep. Or, like, just, one time he gave us water guns. They told us to go outside, like, to challenge him. Right? Like, he gave us each little super soakers. We went outside. We, like, me and my sisters, I'm, like, 4. We, like, yo, we gonna get him. Then come outside with the 10-gallon book bag with that super like Gatling gun water and blow us away. Like funny stuff like that, or just crazy pranks, or just going like we went on tour with them. We went to hotels, like studios. So it was definitely a crazy experience looking back, more so than when I was in it.
Right.
I thought that was normal.
Right.
You feel me? So like after looking back and after he passed and knowing how. Other people live and like studio wasn't the norm. Like we lived in a studio playing arcade games all day. You know what I'm saying? Missing school for a month. Going on tour. You know what I'm saying?
Going
like,
on tour with Dad.
Yeah. So it was crazy.
That's kind of, when did you find out your pops had passed? Who told you?
It was the day of. We were staying in a hotel at that time because we was fixing up the house that he was currently buying, in the process of buying it. It's right there on Commonwealth by Bronx River. So he was in the process of building it. We was in a hotel, and it was like a regular morning. Like we didn't really get to say bye or nothing to him because he was knocked out. Like, he was sleeping. And then we left for school. Then we got picked up early by my uncle. And then he was on the phone a lot. He seemed pretty distressed. That's when they took him and he was taken to the hospital waiting to get the word back. So we was in my grandmother's house just playing around. And then my mom came and like she sat us down and she told us. And initially, when she said that he passed, I started laughing because this is the level of the pranks that he would play. Like, I'm like, he gonna pop out the closet with a firecracker and throw it in my face, like, you know what I'm saying? But then I see everyone else crying. I'm 6, you know what I'm saying? So it's hard for me to grasp the concept of death. But at that point, like, I see everybody else crying, and then like it kind of hit me, and then I started crying. That was like the one time I really cried. Like, you know what I'm saying? He always said not to, but even and then his funeral was just nuts. It was like thousands of people, people dropping down to their knees and ripping their shirts off that never met him before. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it was crazy. But yeah, I found out the day of, like, after school we got picked up and they told us.
And so hip hop has always been a part of you.
Yeah. From
the time you were real young, all you remember is hip hop. Yeah,
and it was so natural that it didn't hit me until now. Like a lot of stuff, like looking back, I realized a lot of things and how subtle it was because it was so natural. It wasn't a point where it was introduced. I was born like into it, so it was always so natural. So then I looking back and doing it now, like I realize how much of an impact it had on my life and how much of it is involved in my life. You know what I'm saying? So
very involved. Y'all just joined us. I'm talking to Chris Rivers, son of Big Pun. When did you start writing?
Like taking it seriously, I would say like right after high school. Like I was like 17, about to be 18. I'm 21 now, so it's been about 3.5, 4 years. But I've been poetically inclined. I would say like a lot of my life. Like after my pops passed, I probably wrote my first rap and it sucked. Like it was like dummy. Like it was some real kiddie. And then I started writing like a little harder. But then like I did a lot of poetry. And I was bouncing back and forth. But I've always been like good with words, and I always liked it, but I started taking it seriously, like, right after high school.
And in high school, what were you doing in high school? You were an athlete? What were you doing in high school?
Oh, man, I was just trying to get by. I've always been really smart, like, intelligent. Like, I didn't need to try too hard.
You're lazy, huh?
With class. You know what it was? I was going through, like, for a while, like, especially in middle school, like the superintendent loved me. I got straight, like, I got 100 on all the, like, the city exams, and I'm, like, really intelligent. After a while, we started going through stuff, like, we didn't have a home, and we was house hopping, and sophomore year, I was in a shelter for most of it and trying to find something. So I was just like, I was kind of just like, you know what I'm saying? Like I didn't really care too much about myself, and I tried to tell kids who feel that way and in school because a lot of people tell me like, no, you gotta still do what you gotta do. This is gonna pass, and I wasn't listening. And then I spent like after I snapped out of it, it was my senior year, and I made up like 3 years of high school in that 1 year. I was in school from 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. every day.
Oh, wow.
And that's when I cared, because I cared. You know what I'm saying? And I tried to do it, and I had to suffer for that. So I try to tell a lot of kids, too, like, yo, even if you're going through bad problem, like, just know that it's going to get better and try to do the best for yourself or you're going to be trapped.
Was it hard for you to step out and say, hey, my name is Chris Rivers. I'm Pun's son, and I'm rapping?
it was hard for me to establish that. Not the initial step out into it, you know what I'm saying, because that's something I really wanted to do, but for me to say, like, hey, call me Chris Rivers, and for people to actually do that, you know what I'm saying. For a while, everyone said, you know, baby punt, you know what I'm saying, like, and it was hard to break out of that. Now I get more Chris Rivers than I do baby punt, you know what I'm saying, because a lot of people are starting to recognize me for my own craft, and you know what I'm saying, they acknowledge me, and you know, you got to remember too, my pops died passed like 15 years ago. I did an event for Sprite, and I was you know, rapping for some kids and teaching them. They were like, yo, who are you, blah blah. I said Chris Rivers, cool, blah blah. And it was like, and they said like, yo, who's Big Pun? Like, a lot of these kids don't even know who my pops is. You know what I'm saying? Like, and which is funny because you see the Super Bowl and Missy Elliott came out with thingy, and it was like, oh, she's gonna make Missy famous. Like, it's like, what? You know what I'm saying? But these kids, these kids, they don't really know. And I'm not too far from. Like, I'm 21. Like, I'm only a few years older, but they were just being born when he was, you know, passing. You know what I'm saying? So I can't blame them, you know what I'm saying, unless they're hardcore hip-hop fans. But it's like that. So a lot of these kids acknowledge me for me because sometimes I don't even know I'm a legacy. You know what I'm saying? So it's one of those. And even the vets, you know what I'm saying, and bigger people, once they start seeing, like, oh, he got skills and he could do it too. So, you know what I'm saying, I'm earning that respect. You know what I'm saying? Slow, but, you know, it's coming. It's coming.
You're resting on your own law.
That's all I want to do because, like, I got a lot of love for this. I got a lot of passion and drive. And I don't want people to say, like, oh, like, if he did advise, he could, you know what I'm saying? So I don't really even try to ride on that. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm earning everything.
That's honorable of you.
Yeah, definitely. I try to because, you know, I always said it, like, if I had a superpower, I would want to have it in me, not something like a cape that gave me it. You know what I'm trying to say? I don't want someone to, I don't want to, because if you take that thing away, now I'm powerless. You know what I'm saying? Unless it came from inside. So everything I do, I want it to come from inside so I know, like, I got the power. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could do it and I did it. You know what I'm saying? So it's one of those things.
If y'all just joined us, we're talking to Chris Rivers. He's here in the building with us. How would you describe your style?
My style, you know, a lot of people compare me to my father, you know what I'm saying, and I see a lot of resemblance there, and I would definitely say it's more on the, I definitely don't do a lot of super swaggy, you know, rap, you know, stuff like that, you know what I'm saying, and, you know, there's nothing wrong with it, you know what I'm saying, but I would say I like stuff with more content. You know, I like spitters, I like lyricists, I like stuff with either deep meanings. It don't always got to be super lyrical, spiritual, metal. It don't got to be like that, but stuff with, like, that you could feel and is genuine and artistic stuff that, you know, it's actually hip hop, not something that anyone could just do. Round cat with hat over a dope trap beat, and you know what I'm saying. And now you're famous. Like,
you got mixtape out now, huh?
Yeah. Wonderland of Misery. It's on datpiff.com, free download. Part 1 and 2. You know, they both up there. And then we got the EP, The Good King, out on iTunes.
Okay.
Yeah. Nice. So I mean, then we got a few stuff
out
there.
The Good King.
Yeah, The Good King.
Why that? I saw you had the buildings on top of the crown.
It was a crown made out of the projects. And it was so dope, and I thought that title was dope because you know, a lot of people, you know what I'm saying, say they're the king of this and the king of that, but they don't give to the people what they deserve, you know what I'm saying? So, and that's why I had a crown made of bricks, you know what I'm saying? Because it's like, I'm saying I'm the good king, but it's not out of glamour and fame, it's out of where I came from and what means a lot to me. So when I say the good king, it's to that aspect, you know what I'm saying? Like, I give the people what they need, and I'm with you. I'm not up on a pedestal. I'm
right there.
Yeah, I'm right with you.
I'm right next to you.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm doing it for you. We're doing this together.
Yeah, front lines.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Absolutely. I like the way they're bringing that boom back, bro.
Yeah, I love the boom bap. I see that. I like it. I like the boom bap. That's my thing.
I see that, man. Do you think more artists need to go in that direction? Because you got it. I mean, you got J. Cole, man, did 1 million songs.
Yeah.
He got a fucking feature at all.
Yeah, did 1 million. Yes, went platinum. And
1 million sales, excuse me.
Yeah, and like I said, like, yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, people, you know what I'm saying, what's old is the new thing, you know what I'm saying? So I think that boom bap need to come back definitely because people, when you hear it, it's refreshing. It's like, oh my God, finally. You know what I'm saying? Like, yes, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I do. I like, even though I perform my shows and a lot of people go on before me or after, and I hear it, and it's like, it sounds like 1 hour of one long trap song. Like, you can't even tell the difference.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's just refreshing to hear something. And like I said, it's nothing wrong with it. It's just overkill when everyone is doing the same thing constantly. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's just refreshing. And if you're not going to just throw a little boom bap in there. You know what I'm saying? At least, you know, a little variety.
You're absolutely right. That's the problem. It's a lack of balance.
Yeah, the balance is up. There you
balance.
Go. The scales are tipped.
Yeah, we need balance. We need artists that are going, I'm doing it this way, and another one going, I'm doing it that way.
Exactly.
Another one going, I'm doing it this way.
You got some of each person. You know what I'm saying? We have a shortage of something. You know what I'm saying? That space needs to be filled. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so I definitely.
So
definitely
what
agree.
space do you feel like you fit?
I think that one, that new age of stuff coming out, you know what I'm saying, that lane of, you know what I'm saying, what you say, the Coles and the Kendricks and the Joeys and that, you know what I'm saying, that lane, and I'm glad to be a part of it, you know what I'm saying, and I'm gradually, like, I don't try to, you know, it's hard for me to say, like, even when you ask me what do you think type of music you do, like, it's hard for me to say it because it's hard for me to judge myself, but I just do what comes naturally, you know what I'm saying, but I'm naturally falling into that, you know what I'm saying, and that's just who I am, and that's what I like to hear, and that's what I'm impressed by, so I would say around that, you know, that area, I definitely try to conquer it.
Pops would be extremely proud of you, man.
Oh, man.
Especially because you're doing it by yourself.
Yeah.
And on your own accord and not saying, hey, I'm Baby Pun, look at me.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm really not trying to ride someone else's success, you know what I'm saying? Like, definitely, like, someone else's accomplishments aren't my accomplishments.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I definitely want to feel like when I'm big and when I'm in, I'm like, yo, I really did that. Like, that's crazy. You know what I'm saying? So I really appreciate that you know what I'm saying, you say that. Like, you know, there's probably certain things I could have got using the name. But, like, people see, like, yo, why you ain't this shit? Why you ain't that? It's like, yo, because I'm doing it, trying to do it by myself. Like, I'm trying to earn those looks. I ain't trying to get a look because...
You want people to say, word, that's fun, son?
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
And I want to be somewhere, like, not because, you know, like you here because you this person's son. Like, no, you here because you earned that.
Right.
You feel me? Like, that's what I like. You know what I'm saying?
Go.
Like, that's it right there.
My dude, Chris Rivers in the house. Thanks for coming through, homie.
Oh, man, love.
Appreciate
definitely.
it. Much love to the family.
Oh, man,
you already know.
Likewise.
See you at Lover Show, y'all. This is Backspin on Sirius XM.